do.
Hello again, everyone. This is Howard Cosell, speaking of sports.
You are listening to the Cheap Seats.
Who are these guys?
On Twitter at TCS Willis MSP Detterman, Spreaker and iHeartRadio.
Here is Steve and Steve.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
Ah, boy, here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody, and may the force be with you. You're listening to the Cheap Seats on XERS Radio, brought to you by Rock Sports Bar and Grill. I, of course, am your host, Jedi Master Steve Willis, and to my right is Jedi Master
Obi-Wan
Detterman.
Obi-Wan
Detterman.
Obi-Wan determined. Yes, that's me.
And of course, across from me, the young Padawan. That is Josh Briggs.
Anakin Briggs.
Yeah,
Anakin Briggs.
Vacation's over. I got to get back to work.
No. Vacation's just started.
Yeah,
For
right.
you guys, but
Vacation's
my
just started.
Must be nice.
There we go. You got to know when to take your vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are like over amplifying the place.
Yes, well, that's
we're
okay
nothing
because we're
to do
amplified.
outside.
Ooh, yeah, we are ramped up. We got a whole lot going on.
You know,
this week.
this is like our last show before the new year. You know that, right?
We got a lot
It is our last show before the new year.
Yeah, we have got a ton to cover. Of course, you can always follow the show on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/The Cheap Seats with Steve. You can always follow us on Twitter, too, and our independent Twitter handles. Mine is, of course, TCS Willis, Mr. Detterman.
SP Detterman.
SP Detterman and Josh.
J Briggsy _14.
Yes, sir. That is them, and we are it. And we are ready to rock and roll. Dude, it has been a crazy last couple of weeks. I know not all of us have been here in any one capacity, so we are now all here ready to go.
It's probably been a month or so since all three have been here.
Oh, dude, it's been a long time.
It's been a lot of hot stuff going on. So just busy.
Yeah, everything. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff.
It's a hot stuff or a hot mess.
Yeah, well,
a good hot
little bit of that.
A good hot mess.
If you've listened to the show,
No. Now, last week I must say when Bill was here, it was a lot of good baseball talk going on, and
there was a lot of reason to talk about baseball.
Yes, there was a lot of good
How about
reasons.
the Cubs, man? A big pickup, big.
Well, not just one. I mean, you had Zobrist in there, and you had Lackey. You've done quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I think they.
But I don't think they're done yet either.
I don't think so either.
All right, so we got a lot to cover tonight. Of course, the NFL playoffs are right around the corner. We've got just a couple more weeks of the regular season. We're going to give to you the our idea of who we think is going to end up in the playoffs after Week 17.
Can you believe Week 17?
It just
seems
week
like
17.
we're almost. I mean, what is
just a couple of weeks away.
Was this Week 13 right now?
Oh yeah, and it feels like it's just blown right by.
It has.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I mean, wow.
And then we have, of course, college football. The bowl games are going to be coming as of this week. We're going to be seeing a bunch of bowl games. And it's funny that Steve Detterman makes that noise right there, the snooze noise, because not a lot of excitement with the bowl games this year. Of course, the playoff is the big thing. That's what everybody's advertising, and it makes us ask the question. And Josh is going to touch on this a little bit later with his report on the relevancy of the bowl games, and we want to see, it's going to be a neat debate topic. We're going to get into it later,
and I can go back further than you guys. And I can remember when, you only had like 10 bowls, 10, 15 bowls. And
dude, you can remember when fire was invented.
I can remember the Astro
when
Blue
the Lord
Bonnet
invented
Bowl.
dirt.
Did you ever remember what the Astro Blue Bonnet Bowl?
Vaguely.
I remember the Blockbuster Bowl down in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember. And yes, I can remember the dirt. I can remember he reached into that pile of poo and he said,
Steve Detterman.
All right.
I
don't even know
that, didn't he?
Okay. Missed it.
That's okay.
Move forward.
Yes, that's right.
We also have more baseball hot stove action.
Yes, we do.
The Northsiders did some stuff last week. Southsiders did a little bit yesterday, and we're going to talk a little bit later on about that. Plus, obviously, today is the day for all of you nerds like me. Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out today officially.
And see, you were late
guys
because
in
it came
Star
out at
Wars.
midnight.
You know what?
Midnight.
Whatever. It came out today, technically today. But we're going to do a little something, a tribute to that later on.
See,
Stick around.
Star Wars better, but I sure ain't it.
Stick around for that. And man, the trash talk has begun. I saw something on Facebook, and I shared it to the wall. If you go to the Facebook page, facebook.com, and search the Cheap Seats with Steve, you'll actually see it. Ohio State has put out a video that is more or less guaranteeing victory versus the Irish come the Fiesta Bowl. Did anybody else see that?
No,
I didn't because it's Ohio State. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's Ohio.
It's the Ohio State.
No, it's just Ohio.
Hey, come on, man. Don't you watch
like a
Key
true
and
Michigan
Peele?
man? It's Ohio.
The East-West All-Stars, the Ohio State University. They made.
Hey, I got news for you. If they think this is going to be some kind of a cakewalk, they got another thing coming.
I think it's going to be a good game.
It ain't going to be like 2006. That's for sure.
I think this Ohio State has no idea what they're in for. I mean, there are so many good players coming back for Notre Dame. There are so many guys that are coming off of the injury list. This month is going to net Notre Dame
Do you
so
guys
much
remember,
talent.
what was it, 2006, back when the last time they played Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, Notre Dame was not prepared, because the Buckeyes, they had Ted Ginn Jr., they had Krenzel at quarterback.
Right.
They were stockpiled, but they don't have Ginn and, Krenzel and all those guys anymore. So
No, actually, you're dealing with an Ohio State team that has squeaked past any player or any team that is reasonably palatable.
Look at the Indiana
Well,
game. They had to pull that one out.
Right.
Well,
And obviously, Michigan State, a team worth its weight in salt, they lost to. So, I mean, there's, this is not an Ohio State team that's dominating by any stretch of the imagination.
But then you take a look at the Ohio State team that showed up and played Michigan. I mean, they were there.
True.
They were there, and they crushed Michigan. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. So I mean, yes, they have the pieces there, and when the pieces play together, they're very, very good. The problem is they just haven't done that with any type of consistency throughout the whole year.
Right.
And Notre Dame it's got to been a long time since they've won the big bowl game. They've won the Music City. They've won the Pinstripe. Sure, yada yada yada. That's got them.
How long has it been since Notre Dame won a large scale bowl?
It's over 10 years. I'd say it's got to be close to 15.
Well, they won the Hawaii Bowl. That wasn't.
That's not a big bowl.
That's not a big bowl.
No.
I mean, we're talking the Sugar Bowl. We're talking the Cotton
Bowl.
Bowl.
Has got to be January 1st or beyond.
Yeah.
92 when they beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl, that was big.
Let's go back 14 years. 14 years ago.
14 years ago. That's
No.
That's
Actually,
a good chunk of time.
Actually, that was 24 years ago. Excuse me. 24 years ago, back in 92.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Boy, that's weird, isn't it?
It is,
to think
isn't
that.
it? But I mean, if you consider last year, last year.
Did you wait? Stop the show.
I was just a little.
What did you just say?
I was just a little kindergartner.
1992. You were a kindergartner.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten.
You suck. You suck so bad right now.
Yeah, bite this dickwad.
Oh boy.
Wait, hold on. Swear belt.
Yeah, there
we got the swear belt.
I didn't swear.
Whatever. I just heard it.
It was all reference. It was all
kindergarten when
reference.
nothing mattered.
I didn't think dickwad was a swear word. I really didn't.
But seriously though, the fond memories of kindergarten when
Is
nothing
it?
else mattered except for what crayon I needed to use to color.
Yeah. Wait. No, I still have those memories right now. That happened Tuesday.
Yeah.
Attaboy, pound it. Pound
there we go. Anyway, so this, I mean, all of college football right now is gearing up for these bowl games. Obviously, the playoffs are the big thing. That's what everybody's concerned with. 1 through 4, hopefully soon to be 1 through 8.
Hopefully.
But 1 through 4 is what everybody's concerned with. Somebody sell me on bowl games. And unless I'm a fan of that specific team, why do I care about these bowl games?
I'm a casual college
I got this right here.
I just want to wet the palate with that. I want to find out.
All right, I got you right here. Okay, sure, there's 42 bowl games in the season. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
But you know what? Some of these smaller schools, I'm going to defend them. because this is their time to get on that big spotlight.
Yeah, okay. But I get that, but as a fan, why do I want to watch Alcorn State in a bowl game?
Here's the thing. I don't mind seeing the small schools, but get rid of the 4th and the 5th and the 6th place teams out of these big conferences. I mean, like I could give a rat's ass to see Minnesota play a bowl game. I want to see Toledo. I want to see someone from these smaller conferences that are 1 and 2, that have finished 12-2 or whatever it is against a team that's 5-6, and the only reason they're getting in is because they didn't get a 6-6 team able to get in there. That was a screwy thing here. We actually have teams this year that have losing records in bowl games.
Like Georgia State, they've never been in a bowl game. This is their first bowl game this year. Appalachian State, this is their first bowl game. North Carolina A&T, Alcorn State.
How is Appalachian State even in a bowl game?
Aren't
they Division II?
No. They actually went to Division
I.
They did that like 2 years ago.
And then,
after they beat Michigan, they got the go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Well, like a team like Washington State, Mike Leach finally has those guys turned around.
Here's the thing, though. I don't care. I don't want to see Washington State. I don't want to see Penn State in another bowl game.
But
if you want to be in the bowl game, finish 1 or 2 in your conference.
Or
finish 1 or 2 in your division.
But to like the smaller schools, with like the they don't have the competitive winning records. They're perennial 7-5, 6-6. This is we had this discussion before. When they get on that big stage, this is their time. Come on, it's Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. Nothing gets better than that. You're on the big stage. It's
but what
ESPN.
I'm saying is, I want to see those smaller schools. I want to see them go at it. But I don't want to see these has-beens. Illinois, by God, almost made a bowl game this year.
Indiana and Duke, they're in a bowl game. But honestly, some of these matchups, I'm really looking forward to seeing, like USC, Wisconsin in the Holiday Bowl. Is USC going to rebound from their tough season against Wisconsin? I don't know, but
and I go back to the day where you had maybe 15 or 20 bowl games, and the bowl games meant something.
Yeah,
and the best games were the ones. You weren't in a bowl game really unless you were on the New Year's Day bowl game, and then it was you had the Sugar Bowl was always Christmas Eve or always New Year's Eve. You always had that one. You had the Blue Bonnet Bowl
too.
But no, Orange Bowl was always on New Year's Day. During the day you had the Sugar Bowl, you had the Cotton Bowl,
the Citrus Bowl,
you had the Rose Bowl. No, those were added even later.
I'm sorry. I have to side with Detterman on this because the bowls are already watered down, and now on top of it, now you have a playoff format that makes the bowls literally irrelevant.
But it's good revenue for the schools, especially if if the school happens to win. Look at Boise State back in 2007 when they played Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. They weren't even supposed to be there, but what happened? They won.
All right,
look at what that did for that school, though.
Here's what I want to do. We're gonna put this to social media. Tweet one of us. Send us a message on Twitter. Just tag one of us, any one of us, at TCS Willis, at SP Detterman, at JBriggsy14, any one of us. Is there a bowl game that's not part of the playoff system that you actually are interested in? That's what I want to know. Hit us up on Twitter. I want to see if there's anybody out there that even cares about any of these bowl games that has nothing to do with the playoffs. Because personally, I don't.
The ones I care about, other than the Final Four, I care about the Rose Bowl. Because that's tradition. That's the Big Ten going up against the Pac-10. That's tradition. The Sugar Bowl, the Cotton. Those are the bowls I want to see. Those are the bowls I grew up with. The Ohio State Notre Dame. Yes, I'm interested in that because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Well, that one I can understand. We cover Notre Dame. It's a big deal.
But the thing is seeing these games. The Mountain Bluebell bonnet gold basketball game. Who really cares?
What? I came up with this idea a long time ago. Okay, you need to pit the 2 worst teams, the 2 worst records in all of college football. Doesn't matter what conference. If you're 0-12 versus 0-12, it should be sponsored by Lysol, the Lysol Toilet Bowl. Seriously, wouldn't that be cool?
Oh God! I know. Did I say dickwad?
But but seriously, like when Duke had all those 0-11, 0-12 seasons, I'm like, oh, there you go. But now Duke is relevant; they are back.
Back from where?
But look at the Alamo Bowl, Oregon and TCU. That's going to be one I'd like to see.
Well, it is, and those are going to be fun games to watch. But here's the thing: bowl games should be special. It shouldn't be just because you had a winning record, you're going to play another game. And, they go, well, it's all the revenue the schools are going to make, And also, take a look and see how much these bowl games lose.
But look at for the city though too. Say for Albuquerque, Albuquerque, they're going to have the New Mexico Bowl. That's going to be big for that city.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Restaurants, bars. People are going to pack the bars, especially because
they got a bowl going up in Detroit. Okay, they give away tickets after a while because they can't sell enough to get people in there.
And Albuquerque,
they're going to be giving people
and New
tickets.
Mexico is the host team, and they're playing Arizona.
And they'll still end up giving away tickets. Because they will not be able to sell them for the value that they are, or they're going to give them away at $10 a pop.
It's just like
seriously.
But some of these.
All right, we got to move on.
There's so more, but hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
We got to move on. Yes. I want to continue that on Twitter. Somebody, Twitter.
If you hit me up, I'll shout you out.
Yeah, we got to do that, and we'll answer those. Yeah, we'll answer those a little bit later in the show. We got to get a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what NFL team. That right now, or that went into the season, I should say, looked like they were going to be one of the undefeateds left, and now I'm wondering if they're even going to make it out of the first round of the playoff. It's that bad, and that's on the other side of this. You're listening to the Cheap Seats. It is Star Wars Day, baby, and we are celebrating it right here. And yeah, you like that?
I can almost hear it.
Can you almost hear it?
I can almost hear it.
Hang on, let me bring that up.
Bring it up a little bit. Come on. Okay, Mike's pot up, please. Willis, get on the controls there. Pull them up.
Yeah, right.
There we go. Now you're getting. Now we're getting some action.
This little classic Star Wars Duel of the Fates.
There you go.
Love
this. See, that's what it's even better.
We're gonna take them out with this.
We're going to take them out. That's right.
Yeah.
I hope they come back. Come back, please.
Yes, please come back. We'll see you in just a little bit. This is the Cheap Seats on XCRS Radio.
Where do you go when you're looking for great food, a cold drink, and some of the best local live music? I go to the Phoenix, located on the corner of Lincoln Way and Main Street in historic downtown Mishawaka. Thursday nights, it's open jam with $2 well drinks. Friday and Saturdays, there's always live music with no cover charge. Great food, cheap drinks, excellent service. The place to be is the Phoenix.
Contact Kickstart Studios, audio recording services for all your recording needs. Songwriters, comedians, band demos, commercials, voiceovers, narration, sound effects, background music. Give us a call, 574-274-8046. Kickstart Studios at Comcast.net or like us on Facebook at Kickstart Studios.
Danielle Slav from Cheers Pub here. If you're looking for the best live music in Michiana, Cheers Pub is for you. Established in 1982, Cheers has become a well-known venue featuring local, regional, and national acts. Hard rock, metal, indie, and classic rock music is featured weekly on our newly remodeled stage. We have karaoke on Wednesday nights, drink specials nightly, 4 Horsemen Pizza, and a full menu to curb your appetite. We're open 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Located at 103 Dixie Way South in Roseland. Cheers Pub, where friends become family.
Hey, Linda here, host of MDG's All Access Pass. Do you like to rock? I know you do. How about some metal bands? Great, I have exactly what you're looking for. James Rowe from MDG Music Discussion Group and myself have teamed up to bring you local, regional, and national bands, news, reviews, and of course, shenanigans. Join us every Monday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, for MDG's All Access Pass. Only on the X. XERSradio.com.
Oh, yeah.
And we are back to Cheap Seats. Cheap Seats on XERS Radio, of course, brought to you by Rock Sports Bar and Grill. Got a whole lot going on this weekend. If you are in the area, check out Phoenix Grill tonight. Sideways and Top Secret coming up on Saturday night. Cheers Pub has Zero coming up on Friday. 5-Star Dive Bar, Red Hot Voodoo, and Paul Erdman on Friday. Johnny Sprocket on Saturday. And this dude, out of all of the Star Wars themes, this was easily my favorite. The Imperial March.
Oh,
I think
it had to be.
This has got to be. I mean, you didn't hear it until Empire Strikes Back, and then in Empire, you heard it for the first time when you saw Darth Vader appear on the screen and you watched him walk in with the whole guys. Oh yeah, and you just. I mean, this theme is just like It's one of those. John Williams, the composer that did all of the Star Wars music, he could not have handpicked.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about this stuff right here. Just that lead in, right? Then they come in with a.
Like seriously, like if I was coming out of the bullpen, I would want that music to be over the loudspeakers as I walk out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That'd be so awesome.
It would be good stuff. And you know what's funny? This out of all of the stuff that the Notre Dame band plays, this is one of my favorites. Notre Dame, Notre Dame marching band. Yeah. During the game, they play this song, as the defense comes out on the field, and it is easily one of my favorites.
It makes it very electric.
Nail it every time. It's fantastic. So the NFL is getting ready to wrap up, man. We only got a couple of weeks left.
It just started, didn't it?
It seems like
I think we just talked about it starting.
But there's only a couple of weeks left, and here's what we're looking at right now.
Okay.
The season, we went halfway through with 4 teams still undefeated.
Yep.
It came down to 3. It was week 11 before we finally filtered it down?
No. It was week 12.
Week 12, yeah, before we finally got down to 1 team left, and the Patriots were that was the last team to get knocked out of the ranks of the undefeated, and they keep losing.
The refs' fault. That's right.
That's right.
They just keep losing,
except one. And I told you that team is going to go undefeated during the regular season.
However, did they peak at the wrong time?
But they will not go undefeated.
I think they.
You don't think so?
No. I think they peaked at the wrong time because they're once they get to the playoffs. It's going to be a question. Will the team be able to hold?
It's actually funny you should mention that because we're going to get into that in just a couple of seconds. But the team that I want to talk about right now is how bad the Patriots have been the last couple of weeks, where they have just not gotten it together. I mean, 2 very lackluster performances. And I know injuries, everybody's hurt, but everybody's hurt right now.
They won.
There's so many teams.
They won this past week.
Right, but 2 losses.
Yeah, I understand.
2 losses. Well, to teams that, frankly, they should have beaten.
And
they did not look good, especially their first loss, especially against the Broncos. They did not look good.
No.
They looked horrible.
But, and the thing is, though, is the Broncos are not a lackluster team. This is a team that was also undefeated for, 10 weeks.
It is a very good defense, and that is what's holding them up.
Yeah, and that's what they ran into, and of course, New England they did have some injury problems. They have gone ahead and shored up some of those injury problems too. As only the Patriots can, and here's the thing: you lose a running back, you bring in Monty Ball. And then what you do is you start talking to Stephen Williams to see if he'll come out of retirement to come play for you also.
But let me ask you this, guys.
Why? Because he wants a title.
Do you think Manning's going to have Do you think he's going to have it to get through the
He's
playoffs?
done.
Manning's done.
He's done.
I mean,
Manning's
Manning's
done. Welcome to the bench, Peyton Manning. That is where you'll spend the rest of your career.
Welcome to the Brock Osweiler years.
I think that they can make some noise in the playoffs for sure. I mean,
Manning's done.
I'll tell you this.
Out of there.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to be a hot take. It's going to sound like a hot take. It is a hot take, but I don't care. This is what it is. Brock Osweiler is not an NFL elite quarterback.
No,
he's not even a tier 2 quarterback. They're riding the defense. They're riding the defense, and you give about 2 more games under Brock Osweiler and just enough for defensive coordinators to see what his tendencies are. He is going to be eaten alive.
So you think they'll probably be shopping
and here's the thing. I don't think that. I'm going to disagree with you.
No.
I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I don't think he's near an elite quarterback. But I see him on the same level as and this is all Denver needs is they need someone to direct them,
just to get them
kind of like what Dilfer did with Baltimore a couple years ago, 10 years ago.
That's right.
I mean, but that's all they really need.
I don't
at this point with that defense, you just need someone that's not going to screw up.
I see 2 big threats in their way. Any team that can run the ball. Because if Denver has any kind of kink in the armor on the defense, it is a team that can be very physical with that front.
But here's the problem, okay? And this is what's saving them. One is called injuries to New England, what they've taken a lot of them.
Right.
The second one is Cincinnati just lost their quarterback. Dalton is gone.
Right.
I mean, that team, as good as that team is, you take away Dalton. I'm sorry, but McCarron is not Dalton.
No.
McCarron he's an Alabama quarterback, and the last Alabama quarterback
really
that was any worth anything was Namath. And Namath sucked, and the only reason he got there is because he was good looking, and that's what they looked for back then.
Broadway Joe. But
that's it.
But look at Sims. You don't hear about Sims. You don't hear about McCarron. You're probably not going to hear about Coker when he goes to the NFL. So, I mean, and then what are some other Alabama quarterbacks like
no one knows. Because
they're all
right.
irrelevant.
Right.
So,
yeah, but
I'm not. Believe me, I'm not touting AJ McCarron.
Right now, I think the most dangerous teams you're going to see in the AFC. I think Denver is still a dangerous team because of their defense.
They have to be.
Kansas City, if they can get out of their own way. I mean, they've played tremendous.
They've won 7 in a row.
I understand. How did they look this last week?
They didn't look great, but
they look very mediocre.
That was awful game conditions.
I understand.
Awful.
But guess
horrible.
what? Game conditions aren't going to get better from here on out.
Right, but the defense still looked amazing.
Yes, they did. But they had barely enough offense to win.
I tell you what, though,
but they had enough to win.
No, okay, but so did New England, and so did Denver. But we're taking a look at these teams and going, wow, they aren't going to do this. I understand that. But, you got to remember, right now, name me the most complete team in the AFC. You take Dalton away from Cincinnati, and all of a sudden Cincinnati's a totally different team.
No matter what, I'm still going to have to defend Denver because, like what you guys brought up, they have a great running game. I mean, Hillman and Anderson.
And Anderson's playing hurt.
Demarius Thomas is
playing hurt.
Anderson's playing hurt. Hillman is not playing at the full strength either.
No, and as far as Demarius Thomas goes, he's reaping the rewards of being like really the only wide receiver.
Guy that I tell you, a team that scares me on that side is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger is back, and the thing is they're getting stronger as you go there. And the guy, you take a look at the outside receivers. When you have Bryant, when you have Brown, when you have these guys you can go after. These guys can catch the ball. I think right now the team I'm afraid of most, if I'm in the AFC, is Pittsburgh.
Nah.
I think the 2 teams that should be the most feared right now in the AFC that are underrated and should be feared, the New York Jets and Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, because
of the tenacity of what the Chiefs have been doing. Literally, you're talking a 1-5 team.
Yep.
They've come back to won 7 straight.
Yep.
Andy Reid has them playing way out of their mind right now. and they're a team that could beat just about anybody. The Jets have come from. They look
since
like
the
they
sucker punch
should have been
incident in the locker room.
yeah, they should have been lost before the season started. And here now you have a quarterback that nobody believed in. You have a wide receiver that everybody's given up on. You have a defense that nobody can name, and all they keep doing is winning.
But I tell you this: I give you Kansas City. I think Pittsburgh takes them both. I think Pittsburgh, with their defense, the way they're playing, and they're playing very good, but that offense is just unbelievable. They've scored, over 30 points in how many games straight? Like 4 or 5?
Oh, I'm not.
This is a team that's
going to give it to you. That offense. This is ridiculous.
a team that's going to put up points.
But I got
and
one
the
for you
defense
guys.
is still tough.
Here's one we're gonna have to forget about: the Colts. How in the hell did they get in
Did you just bring up the Colts? Really?
The AFC South is predominantly a very strong division. So why, I don't think that we're gonna have to just forget about the AFC South. Yeah, so
playoffs? Why are you talking about the playoffs?
But I don't see the Colts have lost their way.
Well, I'll get an up and close look at the Colts. I'm gonna see them this Sunday.
There you go. But the Patriots, I'm not sold on them.
That whole division sucks.
Steve, I'm gonna have to go with the Broncos and the Chiefs.
That's you, not me.
The Broncos, not just because you're a Chiefs fan and not just because my girlfriend's a Broncos fan, but I've seen.
Okay, we just figured it out.
I've seen.
We just figured it out.
I've seen the strengths. I've seen the strengths in both teams, really. But you know how it was.
Just a minute. Can you pull your head a little bit further out of
Tennessee at the beginning of the season after that big win over the Bucs? Name me a big win from Tennessee. They haven't. But the Broncos and the Chiefs. I think that,
you leave that boy alone when he's talking good about my Chiefs.
My God.
That ain't no suck-ass move. It's an honest opinion. I've seen what I've seen.
It's starting to stink. He pulled his head out.
Wait, hold on. Can you start talking nice about Green Bay so you won't get so jealous?
He pulled his head out to talk, and it stinks in here now.
But, all right. But Green Bay.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go.
Man, I don't know.
No. Stop.
Carolina.
Oh, my God.
Carolina, I think that they can go far, but not far enough.
Let's stay in the AFC for a while.
All right. So Carolina. Okay, let's ask that question. Carolina in the playoffs.
They aren't going to make it through.
Nah.
How far do you think they go?
First round.
Wow, really?
I play it this way. It depends on who they play. If they play, here's the way that it's looking in the as far as the wild cards. Wild card's going to be probably Seattle, and I think Minnesota. I think Seattle wins that, and the Carolina Panthers have to play Seattle. If they have to play Seattle, they lose.
Does Seattle scare everybody now?
Yes.
No.
I think they scare the hell out of everybody.
A different bird that scares me, the Cardinals.
Why?
I mean, look at what they've done this year. I mean, 11-2, they're very, very solid. Carson Palmer.
Quit looking at the record. Look at the
Carson
team.
Palmer, to me, he's proven himself down there. I mean, look at what he was in Oakland. He was damaged goods.
They haven't played anybody. It is the second worst division in football.
Don't
look
at the record.
But I've seen what I've seen out of Carson Palmer, though.
I give you
look
this.
at him in Cincinnati. He was better in Cincinnati, but they sent him out to Oakland. Look at what he did. He did nothing.
Arizona is a good team. But they've been so inconsistent on defense and on offense. I mean, they've been inconsistent. They spent the first 6 weeks scoring 35 points and the next 4 weeks scoring, 10?
Yeah, if you lop the first 7 weeks of the season off, Arizona is one of the worst teams in football offensively.
But, too, in their Super Bowl year, I mean...
we aren't talking then. We're talking this year.
Yeah, their Super Bowl year doesn't mean anything.
I mean, the thing is we can look at records. I mean, you can look at records and see that, and that's where, I look in the AFC, I can look at records, and I wouldn't even consider Pittsburgh. But I would look at how they're playing right now, and to me, and the same thing with Kansas City, those two are the two toughest teams you're going to see. In the NFC, I mean, if you start taking a look at teams that are playing tough right now, Carolina's right there, but the number one tough team that scares the crap out of everybody is Seattle right now.
Yeah,
that's a team that is dynamite.
You just said it, Josh. You just said it, Josh. You said peaking at the right time. That is the key right here.
Yeah,
peaking at the right time. What you did in week 4 and 5 means
it
nothing
does not
to me
matter.
anymore.
Week 16, week 17, you need to be firing on all cylinders because right after that you got to go to the playoffs, and if you're not on, you might as well see you later.
Exactly. So that makes my point for me as far as Arizona because that right now, their offense is a crapshoot. Yeah. 1 week it's good, the next week they're struggling to score.
We'll have a lot of
maybe they're trying to find their identity too. You don't.
Yeah,
know.
well, you don't want to try and find your identity in week 13.
No, this does not mean we're going to have a lot of questions answered in 2 weeks.
Because as a Titans fan,
you got Arizona and Green Bay playing, and you got Denver and you got Cincinnati playing.
Because
there's some big games right there.
I tell you what, as a Titans fan, my most painful memory was 2008, starting the season 13-0. It's like, okay, cool, they're a lock, but no, they go the first round against the Ravens and they lose on a last-second field goal.
Didn't the Ravens end up winning the Super Bowl that year?
2008. No,
I believe it was.
I think it was the. That was the Steelers when they beat the. That was the Steelers when they beat the Cardinals. It was 08-09.
Oh, okay.
But, that was horrible. That was a waste of a season. So for the Panthers, I'm not sold on them yet. I don't know if they can keep on that.
No, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I said that the Panthers are going to make it through the regular season undefeated because they aren't playing anybody.
Right.
They're playing people in their division. Their division is crap.
And we had this discussion too about a certain NBA team that'll go nameless. They won 69 games, but who'd they play? Nobody. Just like the Panthers, they played nobody. So, and I know that for a fact.
What NBA team? Okay, wait. What NBA team
you lost me on that one.
The Hawks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We had this discussion before, so it's just like you can skate your way through a season, but if you make the playoffs, you better be.
Well, if you take a look at the NFC, there are only maybe 3 or 4 good teams in the NFC. In the NFC, you've got Carolina. That's a good team. Okay, you've got Green Bay. Green Bay, if they can play like they did this past Sunday and they show they got a ground game, that makes the biggest difference in the world. If they don't, drop them down. You got Seattle. Seattle scares the crap out of everybody.
And they were
out there.
not even anywhere to be found at the beginning of the season.
If you take a look at it between Arizona, Green Bay, Seattle, and Carolina, that's the cream of the crop in the NFC. The rest of it stinks. I don't care who's coming out of the East. They're going to get beat first round.
Hey, they stink.
Well, they're going to get beat first round. The thing that Carolina's not hoping is they're not hoping that Seattle's the wild card, and that's where they're going to end up, that they're going to have to play in the playoffs because you do not want to take – I don't want to face Seattle right now, not in the first round.
No, I certainly wouldn't want to.
Because you just don't know what you might be getting.
Well, that's it. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to have Seattle, whoever they play in that first round of the playoffs – I'd hate to be that. I'd hate to be that team, and they're going to win. Then you've got Seattle's going to take on Carolina because you'll have one against the lowest seed, which will be the wild card. And again, I do not want to play them.
But did they learn their lesson after last year when Russell Wilson threw that pick?
What lesson?
Don't throw the ball when you're on the 1 yard line. Just run the stupid thing. Just quarterback keep, or just hand it to Marshawn Lynch.
That's all situational, but I agree with you.
But Pete Carroll, I think he was just flying by the seat of his pants right there. So I hope he learned his lesson.
But I think Russell Wilson has learned his lesson about being a better quarterback, and we've definitely seen that. Anyhow, we gotta get to a break. When we come back, the Southsiders saw what the Northsiders did, and we had a little monkey see, monkey do this week, and we're going to let you in on that as we celebrate The Force Awakens, and we got a little tribute coming up a little bit later. That's coming up right after this. You're listening to Cheap Seats on XCRS Radio.
Someone may have reached utopia. They figured out the best of both worlds. A 5-star dive bar. In fact, that is what it is and is its name. 5-star dive bar at 561 East Jackson Boulevard, Elkhart, Indiana, near Johnson Street. Serving at the 5-star full lunch and dinner menus. Get it all from appetizers to desserts. Special 5-star burgers, and Jake has great buns. The dive bar is also a 5-star place to go for nighttime entertainment and fun. Full bar service and the 5-star frozen Jaeger bomb. With live music 4 nights a week. Wednesdays and Thursdays, a karaoke DJ. That is the 5-star dive bar, 561 East Jackson Boulevard, Elkhart, Indiana, 574-294-7500. 5-star dive bar on Facebook.
Life is meant to be savored. If you find the reason, Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern in downtown Mishawaka, Indiana will make it special. From the casual European atmosphere to the high-end tavern fare, Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern give you the chance to savor every day. Stop in and savor your day with your choice of a wide variety of drinks, from a classic martini to the best beers from local breweries. Savor your day on the patio, or come in and enjoy a glass of wine with some of our mouth-watering entrees. We're located in the historic Cam Brewery Stable Building in the 100 Center in downtown Mishawaka, Indiana. Call 574-807-0101 for reservations. Like us on Facebook to find out today's food and drink specials, or stop by our website at morgansandlbd.com. Drink in the moments, feast on the memories, savor every day at Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern.
Hey ladies, tired of the same old story? Getting promised all this big meat only to find out it's just the same old average helping? You need someone that can satisfy all your cravings.
You know what she needs? She needs some Scoobies.
Scoobies? Oh yeah.
Scoobies at 223 North Main Street in downtown Mishawaka can satisfy all your cravings with freshly made subs, pasta, sandwiches, and even homemade cheesecake.
Cheesecake too? I think I'm in love.
And you'll be in love with the great menu that Scoobies has to offer with specialties like their very own chicken, bacon, and ranch sub. And right now, for the summertime, Michiana's best tasting Chicago dog featuring a 1/4-pound all-beef hot dog.
That's more than a mouthful.
And if you need something to wash down all that meat, mention you heard this advertisement on XCRS Radio and get a free drink with any purchase.
Ladies, you won't be disappointed with this 7-inch.
That's Scoobies, downtown Mishawaka, home of the biggest 7-inch around.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Mel Williams, XCRS Radio. Be sure to join me Monday nights, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the Michiana Scene. We'll be showcasing local musicians, playing their music, and listening to their stories. And they all have great stories. So come on out to Pleasant Valley every Monday night at 6 p.m. Michiana Scene on XERS Radio. See you then. Wow! Monday nights.
And we're back. A little bit gentler theme there, as it just kind of keep a little bit of calm. Let the good side of the force.
Let's see the double sun, double moon come up.
Yeah, just remember what Master Yoda said: hate leads to anger, anger leads to jealousy or suffering or something. I don't know. I don't remember what he said.
Something like that.
All I know is
you speak who?
Yeah, don't piss each other off is what I mean. That's where we're gonna go.
Yeah, that's like the number one rule down here in this room.
Yes,
yeah.
You're right.
I can hear. Did I ever tell you about my moment at Disney Store where I looked like a complete idiot talking like Chewbacca?
Oh God.
Oh, it was great. Okay, so check this out.
Why can't I not imagine this?
No, check this out. So here we're at the Disney store, and as you know, Disney owns the rights to Star Wars.
Now,
yes. And so we're walking through, and I've got my two girls, my 6 and my 4-year-old. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Delaney. And we are
Hi.
We're letting them, just kind of peruse all the Disney princess stuff. And
that's a new word for you.
What?
Peruse. I like that.
I got a word a day calendar
there you
for
go.
Christmas.
I was going to say.
Anyhow, so as they're walking, as they're checking and trying everything out, a saleswoman walks up to me, an employee of the Disney store, and she catches me watching a trailer to The Force Awakens. And she asked me, she says, "Are you a big Star Wars fan?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm a total nerd. This is my thing." And she goes, "Okay, well, I ask every big Star Wars fan, do you have a Chewbacca impression?" I said, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, no, yeah." I was like, "Of course, every Star Wars fan has, their impression of Chewbacca." And she goes, "Well, let's hear it." I'm like, now, I talked to 20,000 people over a microphone through the airwaves. It doesn't bother me a bit. Whenever.
Okay.
When I'm on.
Whenever,
Yeah,
wherever.
whenever. That's not the point. The point is, I barely could bring myself to do this in front of maybe 25 people at the Disney store.
Oh, come on. Your
ego
was
scared
your
a little
ego.
kid. Now hold on.
Because you got a huge ego. You could do this.
I didn't say I didn't want to do it.
Well, yeah, I know.
I did it. But I did, and she was like, "Oh, come on, it's
was it because your kids were there?"
Yeah, and that's actually exactly how that worked out. It's because the kids were there, and so I was like, all right, fine. So picture this: you're in the Disney store, other side of the store. You never hear any of this conversation. All you see is me and this woman half my size, and I look straight at her and I go. Loud as can be in the whole store, and nobody
props, man.
did anything but just stop and turn and look at me.
And then she looked at you and said, sure, sir, it's right over here. Let's go over
It's
here.
probably worse than...
Yes, we do have that in extra large.
Oh,
I couldn't believe I actually brought myself to do it, though. My kids,
just like when I scared all the little kids at Toys R Us.
And the razors are over here. Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'll take my Elmo to your Chewbacca.
No. Elmo.
This is Star Wars.
No Sesame Street there, young man. I understand you just graduated, middle school.
I was a kindergartner 24 scores ago.
All right, am I allowed to throw things at him?
I took a date and watched Star Wars in the movie theater.
Nice. The first one,
yes.
77.
Yeah, way back when. I was
one.
In 77, I was a sophomore in high school.
I was one, so I could not
do
that.
What I would have give to live in the 70s.
My girlfriend couldn't come over.
Yeah, well, your girlfriend wasn't born yet.
No, actually, she was born 6 months before me. So yeah, she was all right. She was still pooping in her diaper.
Well, yeah, and so are you. But
yeah, well,
yeah. No, I actually went. That was back in the day when you had only 2 movies at the movie theater,
right?
And
Star Wars was one of them,
and it stayed there for.
What was the other one?
Back then.
What was the other one? Do you remember?
Well, the big ones that were there, I can remember the ones. My God, you had Star Wars, you had Grease. I remember Halloween. I went and watched Halloween. Well, Smokey and the Bandit came out back then too, but Halloween was a big one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The Warriors.
Oh, Mr. Warrior, come out to play!
What? I didn't get that.
The Warriors. You ever see The Warriors?
Can you dig it?
It's a great one.
Really?
Yeah, it's by
Can
gangs.
you dig it?
1977. That was Rocky came out the year before.
Rocky was out that time. A couple of the movies. Urban Cowboy came out.
Yeah.
I mean, Grease.
Very, very. Those were both
John Travolta
movies.
John Travolta shaped basically the music for the day back then with Saturday Night Fever.
Come on, man. It was Vinnie Barbarino.
Then he did Urban Cowboy, then Grease. I mean, between those, I mean, you talk about
that was
a change in music.
That was a huge, well, the disco thing was enormous.
Well, he did Saturday Night Fever in 76, and then Urban Cowboy was, I want to say, it was about my freshman, sophomore year of college, about 79. And I think Grease was maybe 81, 82, somewhere in there.
Right. But too, I mean, that was when, John Travolta, Henry Winkler, they were the heartthrob, Scott Baio. Everybody loved Vinnie Barbarino.
It was like three different generations.
Seriously.
But Henry Winkler was never big in the films, though. He was big on TV.
He was TV.
He was John
TV.
Travolta, but regular
Travolta
TV.
Crossed over,
Because I'm a TV Land junkie.
Actually, what was the other big heartthrob on the silver screen at that time was oh boy, why am I'm drawing a blank here.
What decade?
It was
give me the movie.
Obviously it wasn't Chachi.
No, God, no. He didn't do anything in the movies.
Nah. Boy. I'm totally drawing a blank here.
I couldn't believe when I saw him on an episode of Full House. I was like, holy crap.
I saw I don't know. I totally I'll remember it later.
I mean, you had different ones. I mean, Brad Pitt was just coming out with the Thelma and Louise. If you remember him in that.
No.
He that's where he got started. He was the guy they picked up. And they had sex with that she had sex with in the hotel. That was Brad Pitt.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, Charles Bronson. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, no. Charles Bronson was never a big sex symbol.
That's funny because
he really wasn't.
When you talk to like 50-year-old women and stuff like that, which I don't, not that I do all the time, but the occasional
Clint Eastwood was big back then.
Well, yeah,
because that was when Clint was doing all of his fight movies, Any Which Way You Can, Any Which Way But Loose, and all those.
Right.
You also went through.
I don't know. I'd rather hang out with Clyde.
You went with the young Tom Cruise movies.
Risky Business.
That's getting into the 80s.
It is. But you got to remember, we're talking late 70s. Now we're starting into the 80s.
Now, cocktail. There you go.
Let's spin. Yeah, now see, that's getting into the 90s.
Yeah,
so.
No.
But
now, back then you had Risky Business, All the Right Moves, and all.
But now let's spin this back to the Star Wars side of it.
Yep.
Another heartthrob ended up showing up because of Star Wars, Harrison Ford.
Well, Harrison Ford. Mark Hamill, who was very big in the early ones, never did really anything after that.
No.
And the thing is Harrison Ford was always the afterthought guy.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden Harrison Ford just took off. The Indiana Jones.
I love the story about Harrison Ford too, because he was an actor. He was more like a play actor. He didn't really do a lot of on-screen silver screen stuff, but. He was actually working on the set of the first Star Wars, of the New Hope, and he was set building, doing some carpentry, and Lucas was doing these groups where he put 4 or 5 people together, and they played the main characters during these casting sessions, and they were short one Han Solo. And they had actually said, "Hey, Harrison, you've done some acting. Can you come over here and fill in so we can get through this?" And he ended up doing the lines better than any of the other Han Solos. So he just kind of stumbled into it, and the rest is history. It gave him
and the rest of the story.
Yeah, but, Paul Harvey would say.
But I hate to be the rain in your parade. I was never really a Star Wars fan.
Thank you.
My favorite 70s movie of all time, Blazing Saddles.
Oh. God, how could you not love that movie? Do you remember Blazing Saddles?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
There isn't a single line from that movie that we can say on this show.
No,
but it was phenomenal.
Well, I think I could probably.
Hey, doggone busted a $400 hand cart.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, because that brings me to something else, and I swear to you, we will talk about sports in just a second.
What? What's that?
Something else that I read just before I came in here. Do you remember the movie Spaceballs?
They're looking at doing a sequel.
They're already working on it.
Yes,
and it is already being worked on.
Now, are they bringing back? They were talking about bringing back the original crew.
They're talking about that. Obviously, sans John Candy,
right?
But they're referring to bringing Bill Pullman back as Lone Star. Now, obviously, he just got off of another movie. He, of course, was the president in Independence Day,
Right.
and now that there's another Independence
one, yep.
Day about to come out, that was just released by Fox. He's a little busy right now, so he may or may not do it. But yeah, they're talking about bringing back as much of the original cast as they possibly can. Obviously, you have a few that we've lost, John Candy for one, and then the King. Boy, no, shoot.
Well, you had the guy from Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk My Kids, Moranis.
Oh, Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
he's still there.
Okay,
he's still around. No, I was thinking of the guy that played the King. Oh God, he was on Newhart and all that. I can't think of his name
Tom
now.
Poston?
No, not Poston. The other one. But anyhow, yeah, he's gone. So
Bill Daly.
No, not Daly. No, I would think it's another one. We're gonna be halfway into another segment now.
And you go then. Hey, who's this guy?
Yeah, it'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyhow, so let's get back to what we were originally wanting to talk about, which, of course, is what went on the South Side this weekend, or this week, I should say. Obviously, the Cubs made all their moves. They've
Frazier's
they've really
down.
cooked things up.
He's down, Frazier.
Yeah, now
it's Frazier.
It's the White Sox.
That's
turn.
right.
And how big of an addition? I mean, the White Sox desperately needed some more power.
Yes, they
needed
did.
somebody that could really spark that offense, and I think they've got it.
They had power, they just weren't getting it because Dunn wasn't hitting. I mean, they just weren't connecting. I mean, you already had Abreu, Abreu. I mean, Abreu is, tremendous homer. But you add Frazier to the third baseline. I mean, where he is just hitting his peak. Last year, what he hit, 35 home runs, 90 RBI, something like that.
Young man, too.
Yeah,
What's he like,
he's
20...
he's going to be 30 this year.
29.
29, I think he's going to be 30 this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you add him, but they also had Brett Lowry. So you add another, good addition to that infield. And, I mean, you've got some people now that can make a big difference on the South Side. The thing is, what the South Side need, though, it's not – the offense wasn't the problem. It was the pitching. I mean, if you take a look at the pitching, your number one pitcher is Chris Sale, and in Chris Sale, I mean, I will argue with you whether he is a number one or not.
That's a long ways away from what they were back 10 years ago. I mean, he's
early. I think he's a nice, serviceable pitcher, but I don't think he's a number one. I just don't. He hasn't been consistent enough, I don't think, to become a number one.
So obviously, in your opinion, this is not enough.
No,
they got a long way to go.
I don't think. I mean, they've got a good reliever in Robertson.
Right.
They've got some good relievers, but when you look at their starting pitcher, I mean, here's the thing: Samardzija was number 2 for them last year.
Right.
That was their number 2 pitcher.
Right.
I mean, he stunk.
Right.
How he got we talked about this last week, how he got a 5-year, $90 million deal from San Francisco. Good God.
Beyond me.
I mean, it's a guy that's never had a winning season yet in the major leagues.
There.
But, I mean, Sale to me is a number 2 or a number 3. They absolutely have to add a top-line pitcher. And the thing is they had their chances, and they just didn't hit anything this year. There were still some pitchers out there. Colby Lewis signed a 1-year deal with Texas today. The Mets got Colon, and Colon is not a number 1 pitcher, but that's a guy that's going to get you 14 to 16 wins.
Right.
At age 42, and he's going to eat up a lot of innings, which you need to have happen.
Right.
But there are other pitchers out there that just haven't gone after, and I don't understand what they're waiting on. Their offense, I don't think, is a problem. I think it's their pitching that's gonna hold them back.
So, if you were the general manager and you knew what you needed to do just to be relevant in the American League Central, not even just in all of the American League, but in the American League Central, where do you need to go next? What do you need to do now?
Oh my gosh, The thing is that American League Central, to me, I mean, you've got Kansas, you've got your reigning World Series champions in Kansas City.
Right.
You got Detroit that gave away quite a bit last year, but now they're loading up again. They brought in Zimmerman from Washington. They still have Verlander, and Verlander started to look like the Verlander of old towards the end of last season. They still have Anibal Sanchez, so they've got some good pitchers. They still got the offense. They didn't get rid of everything, but as far as the White Sox, I mean, you've got to crack at least the top three. To even have the hopes of a wild card like the Cubs did this last year.
Right.
And I think where they're at right now, unless they can shore up that pitching, that's going to be their biggest problem. They've got to be able to manufacture runs. I think with Lowry and Frazier, they're going to have the ability to do that. I think they've got some nice players out there that can get on base and can score. The problem is that they have to be able to hold people. And you have to have people you can trot out there every other day or every fifth day to take the bump and give you 6 or 7 innings. They don't have that right now. They have 1 or 2 people that can do that, and that's not going to win and get you into the playoffs.
All right, we got to hit a break. We're going to pick this back up on the other side of this, and we got Todd Burlage coming up here in about a half an hour, going to talk some college bowl games with us. You are listening to the Cheap Seats, and we've got our Star Wars tribute coming up a little bit later, and it is Christmas,
No.
It is Christmas.
Really?
We've got to talk about letters to Santa. We do it every year. We each pick a team, and they send a letter to Santa, and we're going to read it. And that's coming up here in just a little bit as we move through the forest here on Friday on the Cheap Seats on XCRS Radio.
XCRS, Elkhart Internet Radio. Let me hear without a trace.
Hi, I'm John Brasser from Team Consulting, Inc. At Team Consulting, we can help your business navigate the maze of governmental regulations that can be overwhelming for any business. We offer over 60 years of experience in environmental engineering, safety consultation, and ISO 9001 quality solutions. We're located right here in Michiana. Give us a call at 574-229-0927. Tell them you heard it on XCRS Radio.
Have you heard those two wacky guys, Chris and Ginn, on the Life is Art Also show? They share their favorite songs and their future favorites, too. They have live interviews with authors, comedians, artists, and musicians, and lots more. They also have a Word of the Week with Mad Dog Ho, the official lexicographer of Internet Radio. Tune in every Thursday, 6 p.m. on XCRS.com.
Option 5, located in Mishawaka, Indiana, specializes in hand-built boutique guitar effects pedals. Option 5 has been producing the highest quality pedals right here in northern Indiana since 2002, and they continue to create original, non-copy designs today. Option 5 is not simply tweaking popular pedals and then slapping their name on them. They're producing groundbreaking effects designed for guitarists of all styles. And Option 5 doesn't just build cool pedals. They provide top-notch repair service as well. Option 5 repairs pedals and PA equipment, can modify and retube amplifiers, and service or repair Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. If you're looking for the highest quality effects pedals and the best in repair and customer service, check out Option 5 in Mishawaka at 1126 East Jefferson. Give them a call at 574-255-6539 or online at option5effects.com. That's option, the number 5effects.com. Option 5. Let tone abound.
Life is meant to be savored. If you find the reason, Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern in downtown Mishawaka, Indiana will make it special. From the casual European atmosphere to the high-end tavern fare, Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern give you the chance to savor every day. Stop in and savor your day with your choice of a wide variety of drinks, from a classic martini to the best beers from local breweries. Savor your day on the patio, or come in and enjoy a glass of wine with some of our mouth-watering entrees. We're located in the historic Cam Brewery Stable Building in the 100 Center in downtown Mishawaka, Indiana. Call 574-807-0101 for reservations. Like us on Facebook to find out today's food and drink specials, or stop by our website at morgansandlbd.com. Drink in the moments, feast on the memories, savor every day at Morgan's and the Little Black Dog Tavern.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little something out of Jabba's palace there.
Yeah, I can see the fat wiggling right now.
You know what's really funny is this actually, they redid this in the they redid the song for the new, like, the re-release of the original movies, and I did not like the other song. I did not like the other song, and this actually, the other song, they ended up making it sound more like a kind of like a dance number or like a rock and roll number.
All right.
It wasn't.
They remixed it.
That one. Well, no, they just kind of went completely different, and it wasn't anywhere near as good. I'm actually pulling it up right now,
that's okay.
and it's it was nowhere near. And this is the new one. Now, see, with me,
is this Jimmy Fallon? I mean, seriously, we get to Jimmy Fallon now?
Really, it seems like something that, you know, but no, I wasn't a big fan of this one. It just kind of, I don't know, it just, to me, it really didn't fall in the way Jabba's palace was, you know?
No, I didn't see Jabba getting up and doing any moves.
No.
He didn't bust a move.
Yeah, you didn't exactly see.
He just busted things he sat on.
Yeah, Jabba wasn't exactly doing a whip and nay, that's for sure. So
he was the nay.
Never say that again. Oh,
he just laid the nay.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Hey, I got two little kids. I can make a reference to that song. So
he dropped a nay.
So real quick, let's go back into the baseball topic just for a second. And then we've got to get to letters from Santa. But so if you're looking at the off season as a whole right now, all the hot stove stuff, who right now has really who's jumped out there and struck you as being the team that's really, you know, they mean business right now in the offseason?
The Cubs.
Really.
I mean,
hands down.
Hands down what the Cubs did, because what they did is by locking up Hayward, I mean, you locked up another 26-year-old, and most of your starting lineup is 26 and under.
In your outfield.
I mean, if you take a look at the lineup and they're walking down the lineup, I mean, you know, you go from, Haywood, you've got Coughlin, you've got Bryant, you've got Rizzo, you've got Russell, you got Schwarber. I mean, you got Montero, you got Soler or Baez, whoever you decide to bring in.
Those are some healthy bats in the outfield.
It's 25 and 26 and under. You know, the only one that's not is Montero, and as soon as Montero's up with his contract, you're going to see Schwarber go behind the plate, or they're going to bring up the stud from AAA and have him catch, you know, and leave Schwarber where he's at. I mean, I think the Cubs did the best. Something that's very intriguing right now with the signing of Cueto, San Francisco. I mean, you got Cueto, you got Samardzija. Samardzija's not your number one, but when you take Bumgarner, you add in there, you know, Cueto, you add in Samardzija, you've got some good pitching out there. You know, they had a decent offense. I think they still need a couple more offensive players, but you know, as far as pitching, it's right there. I've been surprised that the Mets have really not done anything with the pitching that they have, and they've got a lot of good young pitchers that almost took them, all the way. They really have not done anything to shore up the offense at all.
There. They must think that they're content with Syndergaard and.
Well, no, I'm happy with them.
Yeah.
But the thing is they needed to do something to address the offense. David Wright's not getting older. He spent a lot of time on the disabled list this last year, and you've got some areas there that you need to shore up, and you need to make sure that you have the offense to go with that great pitching. I mean, that's what killed them in the World Series, that they just were not able to manufacture any runs.
All right, so you've got the Cubs as being the biggest player.
I think so.
And the Mets are kind of the weakest. They're the most disappointing.
They were disappointed they didn't do that. There were some other teams that I thought were Cincinnati giving away everything, and they're looking to give away Brandon Phillips now too. I mean, they've given away basically the whole team. You lost Frazier. You gave away Cueto. You gave away all these guys last year. You tried to get rid of Chapman. The only reason to stop you that is because Chapman decided to beat the crap out of his girlfriend or shoot some bullets into the garage or something like that, and the Dodgers pulled that off.
So Frazier's probably next to go, huh?
No, Frazier went.
Frazier's gone.
Frazier's gone. He's on the south side of Chicago right now. I mean, you've got Phillips is next, and then if they can find a taker on Chapman, the problem is that Chapman is going to be probably suspended for the first 3 or 4 months of the year.
Right.
It's crazy.
All right, well, guys, it is about that time. We need to do this, and because we got Burlage coming up, and Todd Burlage.
Who's that? I haven't heard him for a long time.
I know. Well, hey, what's funny is that he does stuff other than just Notre Dame, so we're going to be talking some college bowl with him. But we've got, gentlemen, it is time to do some letters to Santa.
What's my first time?
I have no idea what this is. This is supposed to be Jingle Bells.
Hang on, it's coming.
What is this? This is what I get for not queuing stuff up first.
Hang on.
What are we listening to? You act like you've heard this before.
Come on, hang on. Yeah, it's got a good beat. Here we go. You got to wait. You got to give it a little time.
All right.
You had to let the...
Now it's Christmassy. Before it sounded like something, I don't know.
Well, you had to let all the droids run by.
Oh, is that what that was?
That was.
Okay. All right, well, then here we go. This is Letters to Santa. We do this every year. We each take a team and read off a letter that they sent to jolly old St. Nick, because obviously it's not just the little kids. It's everybody. The adults, the players, the coaches, and the whole teams in all of sports. And we're going to start with Josh. Josh, you've got a letter to Santa?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead and read it.
All right. Dear Santa, we're the Florida State Seminoles. We've had a rough year. We went 10-2. We're lacking in certain positions, like the quarterback. We need more experience. And no, we're not just a bunch of criminals, like Mr. Detterman would say. But
are you crying?
They know you.
We've been good this year.
Santa and I are in good terms.
We've been good this year.
Jimbo Fisher knows you.
We've been good this year. We don't deserve lumps of coal. We actually deserve a better offensive line. So please, if you could find it in your heart, please find us the best offensive line that you can give us. And in that way, we can be in the hunt for the college football playoff in 2017.
Yeah, good luck, kid. That's what he's going to tell you.
Thank you very much.
You'll shoot your eye out. Detterman, what do you got?
Well, as Santa would say, he was listening to these letters from Santa. Shut up, kid.
Oh, hater.
That's right.
Santa's hating on you. All right, go ahead.
Dear Santa, I know we've won the Stanley Cup 3 out of the last 6 years, 2 out of the last 3, but, one thing has been missing to our game. Yes, we've got a great scorer, and thank you for keeping him out of jail, but, Patrick Kane has done a tremendous job with 26 straight games, and that broke here lately, and Corey Crawford has pitched 3 shutouts in the last 4 games that he's played, but we're missing something, and we really need this. We need someone to beat the crap out of the other team on the defensive side. That's right. We need a bruiser. We need a defender that's not afraid to hit, not afraid to cut up with somebody or beat the snot out of him, slamming him into the boards. You know, Sean Thornton comes to mind down in Florida. You know, he was great with the Boston Bruins, and, man, I'd love to have Sean Thornton over there on the Madhouse, ruling out that back end and making sure that Crawford's crease is kept clear and blooding up a couple other guys on the other team, especially the Blues and the Predators, because they suck and they're dirty. Thank you, Santa.
Boy, a lot of hate there from the Blackhawks.
No. A lot of love. A lot of love for Santa. We're talking
hate for everybody.
We're talking
else.
hockey.
All right, well, I got one. This actually is short and sweet, to the point. Dear Santa, you know what? We're good. Sincerely, the Golden State Warriors.
Except in Milwaukee.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Got the bombs up Milwaukee.
Yeah. That was a little bump in the road. Anyhow, that's Letters to Santa 2015 edition. And, gentlemen,
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was, but
I think that was something like that was Luke's phaser going down or something. I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know.
Must be some mysterious
he got
lightsabers
phasered out
going on.
Yeah, you should lay off the fiber is what I think that was.
Take
the Beano.
His phaser became less hard. It fizzled out.
So, there it is again.
It
What
is.
is that?
I swear it wasn't me. It was one of you two.
No.
So.
It's like a vibration in the studio
man.
coming somewhere.
I think we need to spray back here. I think.
Where's the Febreze when we need it?
What is that? Is Bill around?
I have no idea. I think
He's
it's
snoozing.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's him snoring. No, I think it's something coming from upstairs. It don't matter. You know what it is? It's the dark side summoning us. They're trying to mess with us. That's what it is.
And it wasn't the thunder that we had in the one show this summer. Oh my God, that was loud.
Yeah,
I remember that too.
It's funny. We actually had one where Consuela upstairs was vacuuming.
Yes, I remember that. That was good.
That was.
I enjoyed that. She
hilarious.
came over to my house and took care of it then too.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
I
still remember back in the summer.
She high-fived Mrs. Detterman on the way in too. Is that what happened?
Oh boy,
she sure did.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, anyhow, before we get to the break, we get to Todd. I do have to ask this because it was something that I saw the other day, and we had talked about it just a second in the break, and I've got to ask this. All right, we had spoke about the LeBron James diving in and taking out
Mr. Jason Day's wife. Yes.
And I got to be honest. If I were Day, I would have dove in front of the way of the wife.
I would have too.
I'd have taken that hit for her. Now you say you wouldn't have.
I said I would just grab my wife and pull her out of the way.
But he didn't even do that. He just dove out of the way and he let her take.
For your girl.
He let her take a 260-pound LeBron James to the grill.
Take the bullet for your girl. Come on.
Here's
I would
the thing.
do it.
His body was his golf work. I mean, he watched what happened to Tiger Woods. His body's worth how many millions of dollars?
But still, though, come on.
How much is his? I mean, he's looking. I mean, did you ever watch what was the baseball movie with Kevin Costner in it?
Field of Dreams.
No, Bull Durham. You ever watch Bull Durham?
Oh yeah.
Crash.
Okay, remember when he was teaching Crash and he had a guy finally got Crash to hit him.
Right
when Crash was getting called up.
Right.
What did he ask Crash? Which hand did you hit me with? Well, I hit you with my left. Good, then you learned.
Right.
Because you throw with your right hand. You always hit with your left.
Right.
Okay, here's Jason Day. His body is worth what, $40 million a year at least, maybe $70 million with incentives and everything else.
Right.
He's not going to take a 265 pound man hitting him like that. His wife, he can fix his wife up. How's that? Me,
go buy a new one.
Here. Myself, I'm worth about a quarter or so, maybe 50 cents on a good day. I can dive in front of my wife, and that's okay.
Hey, but
she's worth more than I am.
But you know what, though? I got a lot to live for, and if I was at the game, I would have dove in front. You know, if it'd be a hell of a way to go, defending the honor of.
How many have you had?
I don't know. 6. Yeah, right.
Well, I was sitting in front of my wife, and I did this.
But seriously, though, like, how many have you had? But seriously, though,
I've actually had not enough.
But take the bullet for your girl. Dive in front of her. Don't be a pussy. Seriously.
Wait, here's the swear bell. Good job.
Dickwad, pussy. I mean, we've hit them all here, haven't we?
But seriously, I would.
Come on, we got one more swear word before I have to put an explicit warning up on the podcast.
No. Poop. How's that? Okay.
This is definitely digressed into something that this is terrible.
It is horrible.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. I don't know. Just to me, I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, dude, really? You're just going to dive right out of the way? Could you imagine that car ride home? Could you imagine the car ride home?
I imagine, you know what? His wife's probably going, thank you for jumping out of the way. You're my ticket. You're my meal ticket. You are. No, here's the thing.
Sorry, honey. We were probably going to Netflix and chill when you got home, but now my back hurts because I got pounded by LeBron.
She was released from the hospital this morning. She got invited back by the Cavaliers, and I'm sure LeBron. I'm sure LeBron will take her up into the owner. Here's the thing I got. Why weren't they not sitting in the owner's suite?
I have no idea.
That's
I'll tell you right now, it's the last time she gets floor seats, so that's for sure.
But I mean, I'm also very, very just surprised that hasn't happened more often, because you see guys go into the stands all the time.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for Jack Nicholson to get pummeled by Kobe
you would,
at a Lakers game.
You would never know it from the look at Jack Nicholson's face.
He'd be sitting there like
he had the same expression after he got back up.
It'd be one of the reasons why Don Sterling would get invited back to an NBA game.
God. Hey, Don, sit right here.
Yeah, we'll get you four seats.
Hey, someone throw the ball this way, buddy. Throw the ball this way. Oh, I missed the pass. Oh, did you take that?
Darn it.
Throw me a hard pass this way. Damn it, missed it again. Don, you okay?
Good times. But yes, for the men out there, please defend the honor of your girl. Stand in front of her. Take the bullet.
You hear this guy?
Good God!
Hey, Steve, you brought it up, Willis. You brought it up.
Oh, now he's blaming you on.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now it's my fault. Oh, okay.
Hey, now, we also had the loss of a streak. We talked a little bit about Kane.
Yes.
Kane lost his point streak this week.
I know.
26 games it got to. He holds the record for the most points in a row for an American-born hockey player.
Right.
And the thing is last night he started a new streak. The Blackhawks again won 4-0. You take a look at hockey right now. Two teams are just standing right out. The Canadiens and the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars, the offense that they're having has just been unbelievable so far.
Right.
Tremendous start. They have 3 of the top 8 scorers in the Western Conference, which is just, you'll see 1 or 2, like the Blackhawks. You got Kane is leading the league in scoring in both sides, and then the next 2 are Detroit Stars, Dallas Stars.
Right.
You got Jamie Benn and you've got Tyler Seguin. So we're starting to see hockey start to heat up a little bit. We're starting to see some separation.
Yeah.
Except in the Western Conference, the one conference is just really just dominating again. Where the Blackhawks right now, if the Blackhawks make the playoffs, they're actually in a wild card seat. And which is unbelievable because the hockey does it a little bit different. They've got the 2 different divisions on each side.
Right.
The top 3 from each division are going to make it no matter what, and then they go by points. And even though the Blackhawks would be number 7, they're points wise they'd be number 4.
Wow.
So they have more points, or number 5. They have more points than everyone on the other side except the leader of that division. So I mean, it's interesting. It's nice to see this going. The Blackhawks, after winning last year, they had to lose quite a few people, but they were able to pull in some different people, and they're starting to come around right now. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I still say they're probably everybody's favorite to go back to the Stanley Cup. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and we've got to hit a break. When we come back, Todd Burlage, we're going to leave you though with this from the Jimmy Kimmel show, or the Tonight Show, or whatever he calls it now. But
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon, that's what I meant. Anyhow, this is fantastic. This is the Star Wars, I like a bunch of the Star Wars songs.
Yeah, it was good. I watched it the other day. Yeah, it was
great.
It was tremendous.
Really is. All right, so we're going to leave you with that.
Option 5, located in Mishawaka, Indiana, specializes in hand-built boutique guitar effects pedals. Option 5 has been producing the highest quality pedals right here in northern Indiana since 2002, and they continue to create original, non-copy designs today. Option 5 is not simply tweaking popular pedals and then slapping their name on them. They're producing groundbreaking effects designed for guitarists of all styles. And Option 5 doesn't just build cool pedals. They provide top-notch repair service as well. Option 5 repairs pedals and PA equipment, can modify and retube amplifiers, and service or repair Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. If you're looking for the highest quality effects pedals and the best in repair and customer service, check out Option 5 in Mishawaka at 1126 East Jefferson. Give them a call at 574-255-6539 or online at option5effects.com. That's option5effects.com. Option 5. Let tone abound.
Where do you go when you're looking for great food, a cold drink, and some of the best local live music? I go to the Phoenix, located on the corner of Lincoln Way and Main Street in historic downtown Mishawaka. Thursday nights, it's open jam with $2 well drinks. Friday and Saturdays, there's always live music with no cover charge. Great food, cheap drinks, excellent service. The place to be is the Phoenix.
Hey guys, it's the bartender for Rock Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Mishawaka, Indiana. Football season is upon us, and there's no better place to catch the game than Rock Sports Bar and Grill. Along with the best collection of memorabilia from your favorite sports greats to all the games on our big screens, Rock's has you covered. Our menu features something for everyone. Amazing sandwiches and wraps, and the best burgers around, including the Rockstar Overdose. It's 2 half-pound patties served with bacon, cheddar cheese, piled high with french fries. Make sure you got your cardiologist on speed dial for this one. Find us on Facebook to check out our daily food and drink specials that are sure to be great for your gut and easy on your wallet. We've got you covered in between game days too. Wednesday night is trivia night where you can match wits with your buddies for great prizes. And during football season, tailgate Thursdays featuring dollar dogs, tacos, and fries. And every weekend, Rock features great acoustic music from some of Michiana's finest artists. Come see why there's no better place to get your fan fix than Rock Sports Bar and Grill, located in the Yorktown Center Building and downtown Mishawaka. For those who come to Rocks, we salute you.
Contact Kickstart Studios, audio recording services for all your recording needs. Songwriters, comedians, band demos, commercials, voiceovers, narration, sound effects, background music. Give us a call, 574-274-8046. Kickstart Studios at Comcast.net or like us on Facebook at Kickstart Studios.
Hi, I'm John Brasser from Team Consulting, Inc. At Team Consulting, we can help your business navigate the maze of governmental regulations that can be overwhelming for any business. We offer over 60 years of experience in environmental engineering, safety consultation, and ISO 9001 quality solutions. We're located right here in Michiana. Give us a call at 574-229-0927. Tell them you heard it on XERS Radio.
I've been Mishawaka so alive.
Hey, this is Maximus and the Bartender. Make sure you're checking out our brand new show bringing sports talk to you right here live on Extras Radio.
Tune in every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. for all the latest sports news. NFL, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it, we got it.
And make sure you check Extras Radio out on Facebook as well.
You can get there through XERSradio.com.
Tune in Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for Through the Deep Tracks with Bill McDonald.
We want to welcome you back to XERS Radio Through the Deep Tracks show tonight, and we're traveling down the highway here. Strap on your helmet, board the short bus. It's going to be a rough ride. You're traveling the deep tracks tonight with Mr. Bell. We're in Through the Deep Tracks. And I want to wish him a happy birthday. We're going to carry on now with a song from the Rolling Stones. And actually, it was this week. And a happy birthday this week. He just turned 62 this week. And we're going to finish out the evening with a track here, the third track from the album.
Wednesday nights at 6, only on the X. XERSradio.com. Through the Deep Tracks.
Okay, now we are back. The
There we
cheap
go.
seats on XERS.
Are we back?
Radio. Yeah,
There we go.
back
We are
now.
back.
Adjust that volume here just a little bit. There we go.
There you go.
And of course, if you missed any of the show, you can always catch it right on Spreaker. Just go to Spreaker.com and search the cheap seats on Spreaker or iHeartRadio. Of course, we are featured on iHeartRadio as one of their top podcasts, and iHeartRadio is, of course, a product of Clear Channel Media. And speaking of media, we have one of the big media heads of our time, one of the great characters.
Media darling.
Yes, he is a media darling, and he is
big head. Is that what you
he's,
just said?
he's our boy. No, you're the one with the big head.
Well, yes, that is true. I agree.
He's our boy. We've just completely devolved into nothing now. So we're just gonna bring him in. Todd Burlage on the hotline. Todd, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. How are you?
Well, great, man. Good to hear from you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, it's nice to have you bring some relevance to the show again. because we've done a good job of ripping it down here. So, but
let's wait till the segment's done before we start passing out props.
So, got a whole lot of college football bowl games starting up tomorrow. Even got some, and then going all the way, obviously, through the new year. We were discussing earlier about the bowl games becoming more irrelevant in now what is more like I don't know if you want to call it the playoff era of college football. So give me your take on that. You know, the bowl games versus what now seems to be the big attention grabber, which is the playoff.
Well, irrelevant is obviously a subjective term. I guess. For me, guys, I look at it beyond just the game itself. And I think for a lot of these programs, having these extra 13 practices and whatnot, that's the real reward. It's not so much a destination for these guys to go to, chance to spend the holidays somewhere and get a little gift bag and that type of thing. I never really look at it that way. I look at it as a reward for these coaches and whatnot. I certainly would be the first to say I think it's a reward where you should win at least half of your games. I think it's a little bit awkward when we were talking off the air a little bit. I guess it's 4 or 5 win teams get to go to a bowl game. That's a little sketchy to me. But as far as relevance and whatnot, it's something for ESPN to show, and people watch it, people bet on it, and all those different types of things. So, but I always look at it from a broader scale in that it is a reward for the coaches to have a chance to get a head start on next year. And certainly when you're looking at some of these second tier, third tier, even fourth tier bowl games, it certainly gives these coaches and these teams a head start on next season, which I think is due reward for what they're trying to accomplish and looking ahead. So I don't have a big problem with the number of bowl games, although I do have a little bit of a problem, maybe a bit more than a little bit of a problem, with the credentials that some of these teams have going in. I think you really should be a 500 team to go to a bowl game. If you can, I think you would have to. I think the time needs to come, and I know the NCAA is already going to start looking at this. They need to put some of these bowl stops, some of these lower-tier bowl stops on notice. These destinations, look, if we don't have somebody that fits the qualifications to fill a team, a slot in your game, guess what, guys? You're not going to have this game. And I think that's where we're heading with this. I think this year is a classic example of that. So as far as rewards, I don't look at it so much as, a team getting a chance to, like I said, go somewhere and play through the holidays and whatnot, or even before the holidays in a lot of these situations. But I think it's the extra practices that the coaches really relish.
So as you're looking at the slate of bowl games, give me a one that you're looking at that just kind of catches your eye as being an interesting matchup, something that you'd be willing to take the time out of your day to watch.
You know what? I'll probably keep an eye on all of them, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of scrolling down here as we talk. The Potato Bowl in Boise and whatnot.
Smurf turf, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
The Potato Bowl. You get a peeler. You get the golden peeler.
Exactly. The Bahamas Bowl. That sounds fun.
No, I'd like to be there. Yeah.
Teams.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, that wouldn't be bad as a media member.
Now, I want to go up to the one in Detroit, the Motor City Bowl or whatever.
The Alamo Bowl. That's always my favorite.
Who doesn't want to go to Detroit in December?
I know.
Hey, you might run into Eminem.
Think about it though. The Bahamas Bowl, Middle Tennessee 7-5 versus Western Michigan 7-5.
The thing is, Western Michigan was there last year too. I do believe.
Wow, very nice.
You talk about. Was it Central there last year?
Central there.
I don't care. A Michigan team going to the Bahamas for a bowl game, I'd go there.
Yeah, I'd be all about that.
Pass that up. Anytime.
You talk about a recruiting tool. We went to the Bahamas Bowl last year. Damn, I'm in.
We got some big Samoans at linebacker now.
I have to admit, this is sort of funny. And you're asking about some of these second-tier bowls that jump out at me. To be honest with you, when I sort of looked at the lineup, one being played tomorrow at 3:30 on ABC, BYU, which I think is a great football team, 9-3, versus Utah, versus 9-3 also. Yeah. A couple schools that don't drink, playing in Las Vegas.
Well, they all got 6 wives.
Hey, that'll be perfect. While you're wrapping presents, you'll have the bowl games
they
on
shouldn't
for
have
noise.
Isn't it amazing that you see some of these bowl games, Todd, where, this is the first bowl game. You got 2 9-3 teams like BYU and Utah. And it's just amazing that they're playing. This is the first bowl game. They aren't playing like the 28th to the 29th to the 31st. They're playing so early where the 7-5 schools are getting the ones a little bit closer to the New Year's Day one, which, it always has been. The New Year's Day bowls are the big bowls. These are the ones you wanted to get to. And the earlier the bowls were, the least relevant. And now you're seeing some of these teams like Utah and BYU and at the first one going in. Relevance just doesn't play anymore. I go back to the day where you only had maybe 15, 20 bowls, and it was great. Now you get lost in all these bowls, and it's hard to it's hard to get excited.
Well, that's by choice. I mean, that's by consumer choice, obviously. You know, I'm excited about this one, and I'll pick and choose as we go. But, you know, typically they have one a night as we roll through. I don't disagree with you at all, and it used to kind of build up to the big boys. Hell, I think there's games after, you know, even rolling now into January 2nd and 3rd with 7 and 5 teams and whatnot.
But Todd, is this consumer choice or is this ESPN choice because they're the ones that carry the games?
It's ESPN choice, clearly.
Okay.
I guess
they need the programming.
You don't have to watch.
Right.
Yeah, it's oversaturated.
Hey, can't beat Capital One Bowl week.
Yeah, but you know what the heck? You know, it's still football, and you know, until after the first of the year, the basketball gets crummy this time of season. There's this time of year. There's some decent games here and there, but for the most part, you know, your first couple weeks of college hoops when you have sort of these tournaments and whatnot is really exciting. And then you sort of get into this grind period. So, you know, it's something to watch, frankly.
It is.
Sports fans, we like that.
I agree with you. I'm just, you know, this is the time where you see these teams that they had the shot to get to the bowl. They had the shot to get to the New Year's Eve bowls and so forth. And now they're here, and you see teams that sometimes they don't want to be there. They're playing because they got invited. But it's almost like they don't want to be there, and sometimes you see that play out on the field.
Oh yeah, that's clearly the case. That's why this is such a lucrative period for the folks out in Las Vegas. It really is, because you know, you look at records and you look at stats and whatnot against the two teams that are playing. But one thing you can't factor in is, you know, some teams are there's a team that's super excited to be there. Another team that thinks they got kind of screwed for being there, and so therefore you get a lot of upsets through these things.
Like Florida State, Houston, and the Peach Bowl.
There you go. You know, so
that's although
that's, you know, that's a top 6 bowl there, so can't really gripe about that too much. But yeah, I know what you're saying, and I agree with you guys. There's too many, but I don't know how exactly you trim it down. Other than, like I said earlier, you should have to at least be a 500 team at the very least to qualify for these. And you know, if you can as a conference, if you can't fill a slot, if you can't fill your 5th slot, then so be it. You know, then that bowl game, sorry guys, you know, your bowl game just doesn't rate on our slate. You're going to have to take this season off instead of going to a secondary conference, finding a 5-win team to plug it in. Because I don't think that's doing anybody good. I can't imagine that bowl destination is going to make a ton of cabbage off something like that when they bring in a 5-win team and whatnot. But, you know, it's fun. I enjoy it. There's always at least one. There's one a night now, starting Saturday, at least one a night, starting Saturday, moving through. So it's at least something to pop on the TV if you're not into The Voice or some of this other the Survivor.
Well, you know what? This time of year, it's better to watch the bowls while you're wrapping presents. At least you got some noise on TV.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, again, no, I'm super intrigued by this BYU Utah matchup tomorrow. I mean, that's not a bad starter kit there. I think Arizona, New Mexico tomorrow at 2:00 could be interesting as well. So. There's a few good ones mixed in here. I'm not going to pretend to know all 80 teams or whatever that are involved in anything. I can't break down X's and O's for you on that stuff. But I don't know that the system's necessarily broken, but obviously the NCAA thinks it is in some respects. And I think that's the direction they're going. They're going to tell these bowl destinations, hey, look, you know, if we can't fill your slot, guys, you're going to have to take the year off. And I think that's where we're heading here, because 5-win teams into a bowl game, that's pretty bad.
All right, now let's take a moment and talk about the playoff games. We've got this is really our first chance to really kind of look at them, and by the time we get back on the air next, they'll all be settled. So let's kind of get into those just a little bit here. We've got two really good matchups coming up in the playoffs, and give me of these two games. All right, which two are you more intrigued by? And let's just go ahead and start with that. Which of the two playoff games are you more intrigued by?
Well, I hold on, bear with me here.
No, sure.
I guess first and foremost, what jumps out at me is the fact that the number 4 seed is a fairly prohibitive 3-point favorite over the number 1 seed. And I keep bringing up Vegas. I always do because the Vegas takes all the crap out of it. They take any kind of emotion, any kind of this, any kind of that out of the whole equation. Right. So I'm very much intrigued by Oklahoma-Clemson. That's for sure. I think Alabama's going to be too much for Michigan State. I really do. So I think given that, I think I'm very much intrigued by the Oklahoma-Clemson game. I've not really been a firm believer in Clemson. I don't necessarily know why I say that. But when we're looking at two teams here, Clemson has done a nice job down the stretch, not a terrific job down the stretch. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, 7 straight wins, scored 50 points or more, or averaged 50 points, I should say, in those 7 wins, and have been crushing everybody. That's the hottest team in the country. So of the 2 games, I would definitely say that one intrigues me more. When you look at Michigan State, boy, very steady. You know, this is a team that's been to a New Year's Day bowl game 6 of the last 7 years. So it's a team that's certainly, you know, I mean, it's just really become one of the steadiest programs in the country. I compare Michigan State with Stanford is really what I consider the 2 best teams here in this decade, to be honest with you. And so I'm somewhat intrigued by that. I just think Alabama has a little too much firepower for it. So if you're asking me to compare the 2 games, I think definitely the 4-1 seed game intrigues me more. I mean, think about it this way, guys. How happy was Oklahoma, really, to get bumped to the number 4 from the number 3, play Clemson instead of Alabama? I think they were probably thrilled about that setup in that last poll.
All right, and as you're looking at these 2 games, if they fall the way that a lot of people are logically going to think that they're going to fall, which, if we go chalk, just say the 1 seeds here, we got Alabama. And,
you going chalk seed or you going Vegas? Are you going Vegas style? I mean, Vegas. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oklahoma,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
The top seed's Clemson.
Yeah, that's
Vegas,
true.
It's Alabama.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we'll give you that. We'll give you that. We'll go Oklahoma, Alabama, then the 2 favorites. If we're looking at Oklahoma, Alabama, are we talking, Oklahoma running out of that house money or running out of that favorite? I mean, is Clemson that much of a non-confident that Oklahoma is just going to move right past them and then they're going to run into a buzzsaw with Alabama, do you think?
No, of course not. I mean, you saw what happened to Alabama last year. I mean, I think it's very much, a level playing field on this stuff. I don't see anybody that's really jumping out at me. I think any of these 4 teams could emerge as the winner. To be honest with you, if I had to rate them 1 to 4, I would probably put Alabama 1, Oklahoma 2, Michigan State 3, and then I'd probably put Clemson as the least likely to win the 4 teams.
Wow, really? Number 1 seed.
And I agree with you, Todd.
And I don't know. It's a little bit of a strange scenario. I had a lot of fun, guys. I wrote a story for the FanIndiana.com, and I kind of parlayed it into a story for the Elkhart Truth. I expanded on it a little bit more. But as a cover of Notre Dame, when Brian Kelly, for obvious reasons, with his team ending up number 8, I thought it was interesting to go ahead and look at it. And, he was obviously throwing his support behind an 18 playoff. No surprises there. But I thought it was a lot of fun, guys, to look at what an 18 playoff would look like this year. And I even went through and did point spreads based on Jeff Sager rankings. And what you have here, you have number 1, Notre Dame, and I was assuming what you'd do if you had a quarterfinal round, you would play these games at the higher seed, the better seeded home field advantage. So you put point spreads on it. It would be number 1, Clemson, versus number 8, Notre Dame. And Clemson would be a touchdown favorite in that game. I mean, what's to say? And I clear. Help me out here, guys. I don't have it in front of me. Alabama would be playing.
Was it Iowa?
No. It wasn't Iowa. Dang it! I didn't. Sorry, guys. I'm falling apart here.
There was Iowa. There was Stanford. Stanford was 5.
Who was 7?
Ohio State, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ohio State. There you go.
State, yes.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, Alabama would be a touchdown favorite over Ohio State, which is a rematch of your semifinal last year.
Right.
And another Urban Meyer versus Nick Saban. And then the most intriguing game to me was number 3 Michigan State. Number 3 Michigan State versus then number 6 Stanford. And Michigan State would only be about a 1.5, 2-point favorite in that game. What a classic game that would be.
Right.
And then you'd be left with Oklahoma hosting Iowa. And actually, that was the biggest point spread of the bunch. Oklahoma was listed as a 10-point favorite in that game over Iowa. Who knows? You know, I mentioned how many points Oklahoma scored against a soft schedule, but Iowa only gave up 18.5 points a game here. So, boy, I mean, think about that, guys. When you're looking at Clemson versus Notre Dame, Alabama versus Ohio State, Michigan State versus Stanford, and then Oklahoma versus Iowa, that's a hell of a Final 8. That's a lot of fun right there.
Right.
And I think that's why eventually we're going to get there. It's not going to happen overnight. ESPN's $17 billion with a B contract runs through 2025. Now, granted, I'm sure ESPN, if there's a chance to make more money and change the format, would certainly be open to suggestions and talks and negotiations.
Sure.
But at the same time, when Brian Kelly brought up the 18 playoff format, I thought it was a lot of fun to look at what it would look like. And that's what it looks like, and that would be super cool. I think that's a lot more fun, really, than what we have this year when we're talking about the 2 games we are. I love that 18 format. It beats the hell out of Oklahoma, Clemson, and Michigan State, Alabama.
Right. Well, Todd, I hate to wrap this up, brother, but it is almost that time. We're going to have to let you go. But before we go, we're not going to talk to you until after the new year because everybody here is going to be on vacation. So we are going to take your prediction right now of these 2 bowl games, and we're not going to hold you to it. I know it's early, but I want to get your semifinal predictions. Who are you calling? Actually, why don't you just cut to the chase? Give me who you think's got it all. Who's taking it all?
You know what? I honestly think that Oklahoma is going to be too much. I don't know that Clemson has faced a team. Starting with that particular game, I don't know that Clemson faced a team with this kind of firepower that is as hot as the Sooners are right now. But I like Oklahoma in this game. I just like the role they're on, and I'm just, for whatever reason, I've not been a firm Clemson believer this year. Maybe I should be since it is the only undefeated team here. So I like Oklahoma, actually, to beat Clemson. Michigan State will play Alabama tough, but I like the way Alabama's playing as well. I think that's a bit of a juggernaut this year. But I like Oklahoma, Alabama in the final, and I honestly think Oklahoma, the 4th seed, comes out of this thing. I'm taking Oklahoma to win the whole thing, guys. I really am. It'll be fun to watch play out. I think they'll be terrific matchups. I really do. I think all 3 of those games will be terrific. But I can't stop but going back to that 18 playoff format, man. I've had so much fun talking about that with people and looking at that. And I just think that would be so much fun because, somewhere in that pack of 4 games, there'd be at least one upset and a surprise team. And which one would that be? We do not know. But, we do have our 4. I know you're wrapping it up, but, boy, it sure would be a hell of a lot of fun to have 8.
It certainly would. And so Todd's predicting 2 years in a row, the number 4 seed wins it all.
No kidding.
That would be phenomenal. It definitely would.
That's
Todd, you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, my friend.
All right, we'll talk to you after the New Year, guys. You too. Thank you for your time.
Hey,
all right.
Take care, Todd.
Take care, buddy. Merry Christmas.
All right, be good.
All right, boys.
Todd Burlage with us, and we have finally found the source of the vibration and the excess noise that we're getting. And
Darth Vader's hiding out in the soundboard.
You should. I wish somebody could have seen that. Steve Detterman, who I'm going to applaud you right now.
Well,
Steve Detterman, you the real MVP. Steve Detterman, he gets up on the board and literally pushes down on the board to stop the vibration during that interview. And he's standing there like a champ, holding the board. It reminded me of the old story about Big Bad John.
I tell you, your mom would
just
be
grabbed
proud of
the
me.
mine shaft.
I didn't say a word.
Yeah, just grabbed the mine shaft and just held it up so all the workers could get out. That was right. Big Bad Steve Detterman is my boy here, and he's taking care of us. Anyhow, we've got to hit a break. When we come back, our tribute to the new Star Wars movie, Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which opened today, and we are going to run our tribute for that. And Bill awakened, and he's down here to see what's going on. Up, here he comes. He's going to tear things apart. So we will,
and we will be on the air. Look at him; he's got it going.
Yeah, we're still on it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he did.
You know what happened? I saw Bill come down. Look at it.
Yep.
Silencio.
It was a fan.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's what it was.
Darth Vader was hiding in the fan.
Oh, there it is.
Darth Vader right there. He's in the studio.
Yes, it is our biggest fan.
It's Willis's fan.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. It keeps you cool, man, because you are hot.
Well, you know.
Man, I'm burning up on the other side of the room.
Oh, we'll be right back in just a minute to wrap things up. You're listening to Cheap Seats on XERS Radio.
What's up, y'all? It's Jason Roos from Velvet Jones, and I listen to XERS Radio.
Option 5, located in Mishawaka, Indiana, specializes in hand-built boutique guitar effects pedals. Option 5 has been producing the highest quality pedals right here in northern Indiana since 2002, and they continue to create original, non-copy designs today. Option 5 is not simply tweaking popular pedals and then slapping their name on them. They're producing groundbreaking effects designed for guitarists of all styles. And Option 5 doesn't just build cool pedals. They provide top-notch repair service as well. Option 5 repairs pedals and PA equipment, can modify and retube amplifiers, and service or repair Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. If you're looking for the highest quality effects pedals and the best in repair and customer service, check out Option 5 in Mishawaka at 1126 East Jefferson. Give them a call at 574-255-6539 or online at option5effects.com. That's option, the number 5fx.com. Option 5. Let tone abound.
Where do you go when you're looking for great food, a cold drink, and some of the best local live music? I go to the Phoenix, located on the corner of Lincoln Way and Main Street in historic downtown Mishawaka. Thursday nights, it's open jam with $2 well drinks. Friday and Saturdays, there's always live music with no cover charge. Great food, cheap drinks, excellent service. The place to be is the Phoenix.
Now it is. And the Cheap Seats on XERS Radio. We are back. Getting ready to wrap it up with our Luke.
I'm your father.
You know, that is actually one of the little Star Wars nerd trivia for you. That's one of the most misquoted lines.
Oh, I bet it is.
In all of cinema.
I bet it is.
It is.
But it's one of the most memorable lines.
Darth Vader does not say, Luke, I am your father. He actually says, because the conversation is, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. Luke responds with, he told me enough. He told me you killed him. And then Darth Vader comes back with, no,
I'm your father.
I'm your father. And yeah, it is.
No!
Yes.
No!
Easily one of the
Excuse you, I let go and drop down. No!
Yes. I'd rather die than join you.
That's right.
But that's
what I say, Bill.
That is the one of the most misquoted lines. That actually is, according to Billboard.com.
According to Bill McDonald.
No,
yes, that is.
Billboard.com. That actually is. It was something
it's
they
Scarlet.
did many years ago. So.
Frankly, I don't give a damn. That's probably number one.
It's not. But
well, there you go.
No,
okay.
No, Billboard had that. The Star Wars one is number one. Believe it or not.
If you build it, he will come.
Okay, let's just go. So where we at?
All right. So anyhow, here's what it is. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap this up. Obviously, The Force Awakens opened tonight, and
Yes,
And
I'm going to see it next week.
Yes, and as will I. Actually,
There you go.
Me and a few other people, we're all getting together. And
I'm going to an early one. Since I'm off all week, I can go to the
Must
noon
be
show.
nice.
Yes, same here.
Without anyone else there.
Yes.
You got the workhorse of the group right here. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, well, you keep on working.
That's okay. You keep things going while
Yes.
we're playing.
I'll be holding down
keep
the
doing
fort.
that.
That's right.
So here's what we're going to do. All right. So as a tribute to The Force Awakens, I am going to give you, and keeping this kind of a sports theme, I am going to give you a character. You're both fairly good. You're both Star Wars aficionados. Am I right?
Him better than me,
sorta.
so I'll give it my best shot.
All right, so I'm going to give you main characters. It's not going to be anything obscure. I'm going to give you main characters. I want you to give me the first sports person in sports that pops into your mind that you would say that is that character in real life. Ready? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start. We'll go Detterman, then we'll go Josh. All right, so we're going to start with something simple. Darth Vader. Who's the first person in the world of sports
Ray Lewis.
that pops into your mind?
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
I'll give
Lewis.
you another Ray. Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. Darth Vader.
Yeah, guys that should have been put away.
All right, so we'll give you another one. Here's another one. Luke Skywalker.
Aaron Rodgers.
You would.
Hey.
You would.
All right.
All right, what do you
I
got?
got y'all beat. I'm
Luke Skywalker.
blast from the past. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Jedi Master Yoda. Wise, well beyond his 900 years.
Bill Belichick.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Let's see.
Now, see, I would have put Bill Belichick as more like Emperor Palpatine kind of thing. But anyhow,
Nah. I'll give you another blast from the past. Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go with that.
He's a very smart man.
All right, we're gonna flip it over to the women's side here. Princess Leia. Beautiful, elegant, but tough as nails.
Beautiful, elegant, but tough as nails.
Princess Leia.
Should it be the obvious or not so obvious?
I don't know.
I'll go. This is way back. Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm.
Really?
Very good. I like that one. Who you got?
Ronda Rousey.
I'll go with that, even though she just got her ass knocked out. But still, whatever.
She lasted a whole 30 seconds.
or Danica Patrick.
Okay.
There you go.
I like that
there you go.
one. I like
Danica
that
Patrick,
one.
more like
She hasn't won
like
anything.
that one. Yeah, but still. All right, Han Solo.
Han Solo, wily veteran type of guy that just always just
Willing to take the chances. And
Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski.
Wild and crazy. Not afraid to mix it up.
It's another blast from the past for me. Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner for Han Solo. I actually had one. Brett Favre was my Han Solo.
Favre would be one.
Really?
Yes.
Brett Favre
Yeah,
was my Han
I
Solo.
can't see Kurt
All
Warner
right,
was
last
too
one.
goody.
Here we go. Last one. Chewbacca.
Steve Willis.
No.
There you go. I would say probably. My God, who's the guy? I'm trying to think of the offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers that had the beard that just was all over.
Nick Mangold?
No. It's a guy from the Steelers.
Oh, Steelers.
He was a defensive guy. Remember him?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
the guy in the front line. I mean, that guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, the guy with the beard.
I can't.
The
think of his
beard
name.
guy.
Yeah, the beard guy. Steve or Josh.
Johnny Damon, back in his beard days of Boston.
Johnny Damon.
I mean, come on, who's your
Beard
savior?
days, well.
Johnny Damon. That was the best looking beard you could ever pull off, right there, and long hair.
Yeah.
No, you could also go with the relief pitcher from the San Francisco Giants.
Rod Beck.
No.
The guy,
Brian Wilson. Yes,
Brian
you're the
Wilson.
beard.
Yes. I was thinking more James Harden, but
Okay, all right. I'll give you
James
that.
Harden. And actually, if you want to go for looks, Vlade Divac.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this
It's like
real
one big
quick.
hair. Yeah.
Did you guys get any reply to our Facebook question of the
No,
day?
you know what? I didn't even look. What do you guys got?
I did.
What do you got?
All right, well...
Yeah, but your girlfriend doesn't count.
Hey, she still does, so...
Well, no, she counts, but not on that.
Oh, she's a loyal listener, so... Kelsey, she says, I think it's good for the schools and the programs to build for next year. That's exactly what I said. So if you're 7-5 and you're playing your heart out on the big stage, go play your ass off.
All right.
End of story.
What bowl game? What bowl game, though?
Say if you're for 7-5 and you're in the Las Vegas Bowl, just do what I said. Go play your ass off. It'll build revenue for your school. So she and we actually had this discussion the other day. And I think it's great for a school, say, like if you're in Akron or in Ohio or Southern Miss, and you're on national TV playing in a bowl game, yes, it's your chance. If you get killed, then you don't belong.
You got killed.
Yeah. So, like, say if you're a Boise State, oh, hell yeah, you belong. So, or like TCU in the Alamo Bowl against Oregon. Oh, I am looking forward to that one. That's going to be a high-scoring affair. So I definitely agree. It's your chance to be on the national spotlight. So you're not just promoting your school, you're promoting the city. You're doing business for the city. San Antonio, the bars of San Antonio are going to be packed because it's going to be very heavy on the TCU side.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, it's going to be packed because you got to get drunk college kids.
Yeah, who knows? But there's a lot of impact that I didn't get
who
to.
knows?
So if you want to have personal discussions with me about this on my Facebook
There you
page,
go.
hit me up, all right, and we can talk about this because I got a lot to say about this, and I think it'd be good to do a vlog. So stay tuned. I will post a vlog about this.
Cool.
So
there
because this is something that I'm very passionate about. Hell, I did my senior exit project on this in high school. As if if the bowl games were still important, or if the BCS was taking it over. No, the bowl games still matter, boys.
Well,
so I mean, heck, if you and I,
one man's opinion.
There you go.
If all of us were playing for Central Michigan, we'll go play our asses off because that's our chance. So say if Willis was
We're
the
gonna do this
quarterback
under some background music.
Yes.
Keep going. Go ahead.
But so if you're those small schools, just do yourselves a favor. Go out there. And may the force be with you. That's all I gotta say.
Oh boy. This is great. This has been a great show. I'm sorry. The nerd in me is loving this.
Head back up your ass somewhere. Oh my
That's
god,
great.
That was good. That was
no. This is a great show. All right,
I think so. I agree.
This weekend, obviously not a great weekend to go see the movie because it's all sold out.
Now
but
I'm going to watch the Colts.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
I'll be hooked on the Capital One.
I'm gonna watch something else that's pretty horrible. The Colts play. They're playing Houston, so it should be halfway decent.
Yeah, right.
Watch.
So, all right. So big weekend. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. You're not going to hear from us until after the New Year.
Oh, come on.
Because obviously,
come here on New Year's Day.
Christmas Day. No, we got a lot of stuff going on New Year's Day.
It's been a hell of a year.
Parties like crazy.
No, that's New Year's Eve.
No, New Year's Day.
But answer me this: it's been a hell of a year, hasn't it? 2015 has been.
It has.
You brought me on, so wow, there you go.
Well, okay, we all make mistakes, but I mean.
Yeah, I know, but hey, it's all good.
Christmas is on Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
So did you not get your shopping done?
We get the shopping. No. We threw out everything last week.
Yeah, so we're Christmas Day, New Year's Day. We are going to be gone. You can listen to this show. Will probably be rerun twice, and so that's. So
we're actually getting last week's show up too.
Yep. Both shows will be on the podcast, and you'll listen to the replays next couple of weeks. But never fear, because in 2016 we will all be back
better than ever.
Absolutely. So for the young Padawan, Josh Briggs, and Obi-Wan Detterman, this is Jedi Master Steve Willis telling you, may the Force be with you. Go enjoy the movie. And,
happy holidays, everybody. everybody. God bless.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, folks.
To everybody.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Stay safe.